I'm 33, and I think over the last 6 months, I've massively got into a position where my values have slightly shifted. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons as to why I wanted to sit here and talk to you about what is really important to me. And it might resonate with you and might make you think, right, okay, right, I'm not on my own. I want you to go through life in a position where you are feeling strong. You aren't taking a lot of baggage with you into certain situations. You aren't bottling it up, because that's what us lads do. We bottle our thoughts, we bottle our feelings, we just turn up to work, provide for your families, and you kind of just put your own stress related feelings, your own emotions aside, and that just bottles up over time. I mean, I've been there so many times where you feel like there's not really much point to it because you can handle it yourself. And I'm totally understanding of why you feel like that, because I've been like that for so many years. And I think the way things are now in the world, it's really good to see that there's a lot more things for men's mental health, and there's a lot more people understanding it more, that it's not an easy ride, especially this day and age. I mean, I was growing up in the 90s, so I remember before the internet, luckily, the world just felt a much quieter place, a lot less in your face, a lot less seeing everyone's business. And I mean, the only time you would see any type of news would either be on the TV. You couldn't record TV back then. And I know it was only the 90s, but still, you couldn't record anything. The only time you would watch any sort of news would be at a certain time on the TV, or you'd nip down to the paper shop and your dad grabbed a paper. Do you know what I mean? Now it's constantly, everything's in your face. And I think it's something that for me, I've really thought about recently, that I don't want to be caught up in the mess of everyone's business in everyone's world. You don't need to see what people are doing. Why would you? Do you know what I mean? I think we've become more trained and accustomed to feeling like we need to be on social media. We need to see people's things. We need to see how well people are doing compared to us. We need to see how poor people are doing compared to us. We need to make ourselves feel like we're doing all right in life and have this sort of status where you're either all right and in the middle, or you're doing better than other people. And for me, I just think it's a lot of shit. I just don't agree with it. I don't think it's good for anyone's mental health. I don't think it's good for anyone's sort of perspective on their own life. And it's just got to a point for me where I want to talk about that, because it helps me as well. Like, it helps me talk about it. And hopefully if you're watching this and you feel kind of the same, hopefully this is sort of like helping you feel like you're not on your own with it as well. And the reason why I wanted to speak about this is because it's really important to focus on you, okay? Not what people and strangers are doing on social media, you. Because you, mate, are important. You are important to you. You're important to your family. You're important to your friends. You're important to the value that you bring into whatever it is that you do for a living. You're important. Don't ever feel like you're not because you're comparing yourself to other people online. And hopefully that's not what you're doing. But I know that there's a lot of people that I've worked with in the past and still work with that do fall into that category. And I do like to have this conversation, so that's hence why I'm having this conversation. First things first, you need to focus on you. Because if you're not focusing on you, you're not being your best version. And you're not being your best version for your family or your friends or your work placement. You're not being the best person that you can possibly be for the other people around you, never mind just yourself. One of the reasons as to why, for me, health and fitness is so important is because it helps you focus on you. It gives you this sort of break away from the world, work, relationships, family, to focus on you, even if it's for like 1 hour, 3 times a week, twice a week, once a week. It's more so about understanding who is it that you want to be. Do you feel like you're stuck in a rut with the 9 to 5 rat race? Do you feel like you're not making any time for yourself? Because I'm telling you now, that's one of the biggest excuses as to why people want to work with me, is because they feel like they're just stuck in this sort of trap that they feel like they're in, that they can't get out of just the rat race of that 9 to 5. Wake up, it's get the kids ready for school or get ready for work, go to work, be in work all day, come home, you might even take that work with you, and then it's kind of tea, watch TV, bedtime, repeat. And then you might even take that homework with you on the weekend. And it might never feel like you can get out of that. But having, for example, for me, where I go to the gym 4 times a week, it helps me get out of any type of stress. It helps me just escape the world as it is. It helps me focus on me. It helps me look at, right, okay, I'm turning up to the gym. These are my goals that I'm aiming for. This is what I'm going to do today to help me make that one tiny step further towards that goal. Because it's going to help you physically in terms of strength, it's going to help you mentally in terms of strength, resilience, and it's going to help you for the long run in terms of your own health. That is a really good way to start looking after yourself. It really is, mate. It helps you from a mindset point of view, it helps you from a physique point of view, and it helps you from a health point of view so you can be there and do things with your own family and your own mates and going out for lad time. You're not just stuck in this rut of, I've got all this work to do this weekend. I can't be there with my family. I can't be there with my friends because I've got all this going on. But when you start to like make that shift and have that time for you, you'll start to notice that your own values will start to shift and you'll start to actually make more time for yourself. And people will start to notice it. Maybe at first it's your missus. The people at work, they'll start to say, oh, you're looking a lot more stronger, you're looking bigger, you're looking leaner, you're looking more in shape. Do you know what I mean? People will start to see that. It's not going to happen in your first week. It's not going to happen in your first month. You don't get superhuman changes like that. But if you just put one foot forward every single day, every single week, eating better, training better, looking better, feeling better, you'll start to see that knock-on effect and you'll start to have that momentum. So if you want to really take control of your own, not just your physique, I don't really want to talk too much about physiques and getting massive or getting really lean for this summer, but more so to a degree of, if you really want to make that switch of your own lifestyle for life, it's not just a phase of 2026 or the next 4 months or the next 6 months to get ready for the summer coming up. It's more of a, who do you want to be for life? This is all about your standards and about raising those standards. You're not going to raise them in 1 week or 1 month. It's going to take time to build momentum to raise your standards of, right, okay, that time is for me at that gym. I'm going to make sure I get it in. I'm going to lock it in and build momentum from doing things like that. And once you've got that momentum, you're going to start to see real big changes coming through for yourself. And you're going to feel so much better within yourself from a day-to-day point of view, from the time you wake up in the morning, from the time you go to bed. Everyone will start noticing things. And it's not about everyone else, but it's about, you will start to see the differences of your own lifestyle where you start to make people think, you know what, if he can do it, I think I can go and do it. And you'll start to have that impact on your environment, on your social circle. So for me, it's really important, like I said, that you start to really think about who do you want to be this year moving forward, not just 26, but who do you want to be in 2027, 29, 2030? That's what I'm talking about here. It's about who do you want to be? Do you want to be someone who's just constantly in this rat race cycle of not looking after themselves, not being the best version for the relationships with your partner, not being the best version of you for your friends that might need you, not being the best version of your kids that will need you? Do you know what I mean? You want to be that role model for everyone. And I think when you start to look at it from a long-term perspective of, right, okay, I don't really want to be in this position in the next 2 years, in the next 4 years. Well, guess what, mate? That work starts this year. That work starts this week. Because the longer you leave it, the longer that you're going to be in this rut. I don't want you to be in that rut for yourself. I want every single man out there to look at this as, this is my only life that I'm going to get. This is my only opportunity to leave a legacy to my family, to my friends, to know that I was bettering myself, to know that I was my best self, to know that I was there for my family, to know that I was there for my friends, to lead your sort of environment with that standard of what you're achieving. It all comes down to your values. Where do you want to be now? Where do you want to be in 4 years? Where do you want to be in 10 years? Do you want to feel your best self when you go on holiday? Fucking right you do. Who doesn't? Do you want to be your best version every time you turn up to the gym? Absolutely. Do you want to be your best version when you go to work and have a productive day? Or do you want to feel tired and sluggish and just eating crap on your dinners? I highly doubt it. You're probably watching this thinking, you know what? I don't know how to actually do that because I've been stuck in this for so long. Big piece of advice. Look at your time that you've got this week. Look at your work schedule. Look at the times that you are at work, the times that you're going to play with your kids, the times that you're going to, I don't know, spend some time with the missus, with your mates. But look at some times this week and go, right, I'm going to use the gym as a tool to get me out of this rut because it will. Okay? So I want you to look at your schedule, Monday to Friday or Monday to Sunday, whatever works best for you, and go, right, for 1 hour, twice this week, I'm going to get my ass in that gym. I'm going to do whatever workout I want. are just going to turn up, because that's the hardest part of it when you've fallen off track, is turning up, getting in your car, getting your gym bag, getting your water, making sure you have a good meal an hour before you go, turning up, doing 1 hour of what you want, enjoy it, make it fun, because there's no point in going to the gym if you're not enjoying it. Give it everything you've got and see how you feel after it. Do that twice a week. It's not even that difficult. It's twice a week. But when you commit that time in your diary or your schedule, make sure that you do it, because it's all about standards and bringing up those standards, because you're the one who's writing in, right, I can do those times on a Wednesday at 7 p.m, okay, for example. So because you know that you can do it and you've got that time there, you're the one who's got to go and do it then. Do you know what I mean? You've committed that time, you know you've got it free, go and do it. Because once you do it that once, you're going to go like, right, okay, I can do that now. Let's go and do it on the Friday or on the Sunday. Just 1 hour. Once you've done that, you're going to start to build that little bit of spark, that little bit of momentum to want to go back and do it again. And you'll say, right, I've done it this week. I've been twice. I've been eating a little bit healthier. I've cut back on the takeaways. I've cut back on the drink a little bit. Let's go into week 2. Let's get 2 more sessions in. Let's eat a little bit healthier. Let's start to look at my meals. Let's start to look at what other low-hanging fruit can I work with that's going to make me feel better. Going for a walk for 10 minutes on your break at work. Going for a walk in the evening after you've finished a meal to help with digestion. These little low-hanging fruit pieces that can make a big amount of progress and impact on your life on a daily basis. It's not about doing everything in 1 week or 1 month. It's about doing the small, most effective work at the beginning and taking that step by step on a weekly basis. So I want you to take away from this video that you can start this week, you can start this month, you can start this year, for you to look, feel and be the best version for yourself, but also for your family, for your friends and your environment. I'm telling you now, you're going to level up with your own physique, your own health. Your relationships will get stronger with your partner, with your friends. Your relationships will get stronger with your colleagues at work, maybe your boss. You'll get a promotion because you're starting to look at life from a different outlook. Because when you start to progress with your own physique, you start to snowball that momentum into other things in your life. And that's you being the best version of you. Why won't you go and do that? I want you to look at this and go, what is the worst that can happen if I did that? What's going to happen? Nothing but you making progress towards your own physique results, looking your best self, feeling strong, feeling your best self, and being better for everyone else. Because that's what we all want to be. We all just want to be more helpful, more valuable to others. That's human instinct, especially for us men. We want to provide, we want to give. Being your best version and locking in on you will unlock that of being your best version for everyone else and being able to provide more, give more energy. You'll have more energy to give. Anyway, hopefully that helped. Let's get it. Let's go.